To register voters manually or electronically remains the ultimate question for the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) in the electoral process. The move to award the tender for the supply of the biometric voter registration kits ran into turbulent waters, with deep-seated commercial and political interests scampering the process. The aborted tendering process left IEBC a divided house, raising doubts on the Commission's ability to conduct a credible election.
We have learned our lessons as the Commission, Mr. Chairman, on this issue. I know we have tripped, but we are not down. We'll get up and we'll work out of this and make sure that we have a credible register for the coming elections.
IEBC opted to resort to the manual voter registration process to register an estimated 18 million voters for the March 4, 2013 polls. However, the cabinet during its meeting on Friday insisted that IEBC must register voters electronically. The Joint Parliamentary Committee on Legal Affairs and the Constitutional Implementation Oversight Committee (CIOC) also seemed unconvinced by the reasons put forward by IEBC for abandoning the electronic voter registration process.
I have not been given assurances that dead voters will not vote.
Dead voters only vote if there is collusion from the highest level to the lowest level within the Commission.
The system that you want to now adopt really reek of the same challenges that that we went through 2007. So what we want to know is assurances on what further steps you are taking over and above what was there before.
It also became very murky, and we felt it is in the national interest and also in the interest of the Commission to terminate this particular exercise. And still, nothing is lost. We can still do it even after the election.
As the voter registration question remains unanswered, there is a growing proposal that the March 2013 polls be deferred to enable IEBC conduct a voter registration that will instill confidence in the electoral process.
It doesn't matter how long it's going to take us. Even to me, even if it will mean then the election date will have to move so that we put the correct structures, then let it be so that we don't have doubts anymore with the outcome of our election results.
The Court of Appeal in its ruling last week upheld a verdict rendered by the High Court's Constitutional Court in January this year that was used by IEBC to settle on March 4th next year as the date when the Kenyan electorate will go to the polls. Is postponement of the general election a tenable option?
What we can insist and require of IEBC is that whatever system they use, they have an obligation, and on this one, the people of Kenya will not compromise, that they have an obligation to ensure that that system is one that avoids abuse, either in reality or in perception.
The political class, though, insists that the experiences of a bungled election are too severe to repeat, citing the report of the Kriegler Commission that probed the contested 2007 general election. The Kriegler Commission observed that the voter register was open to manipulation and that even dead voters were allowed to vote, while multiple registration of voters was the norm rather than the exception, rendering the poll outcome incredible.
Manual was the cause of mistallying in 2007. Manual was the cause of the post-election violence in 2007. If we want to repeat that, then we can decide to go manual.
And I want to challenge IEBC. If it truly wants to deliver an independent and a fair election that we will accept, it must go electronic.
With IEBC on the receiving end, is postponement of the election date in the offing? And are there provisions for postponement of the election date in the Constitution?
There is one situation in the Constitution when the term of Parliament can be extended, and that is in terms of Article 102 of the Constitution, where the country is at war and Parliament resolves by a 2/3 majority vote to extend that term in the first instance for a period of not more than 6 months, and they may do that again for a second period of extension of 6 months, thereby making a maximum period of such extension of 12 months.
There are timelines that must be strictly adhered to, leading to the March 2013 polls. The voter registration process must be complete at least 90 days before the election, in this case by December 4th this year. The voter registration exercise must be carried out for at least 30 days and another 30 days for those registered to verify the register and confirm that their registration details were captured correctly. Compilation of the voter register, cleaning it up to get rid of duplications, and civic education are also expected to take at least 60 days.
Either process has its own weaknesses and strengths, but most importantly, what is important are the integrity measures that are put in place, whether it is a manual or electronic process.
Time is clearly not on IEBC's side, and the quicker the voter registration matter is sorted out, the faster it will bring back on course preparations for the upcoming general election, which will be the most complex in Kenya's electoral history. Francis Gachuri for the Kibaki Succession series.